There are a few medications you take when you're in the hospital, and then a few other medications that you'll take for a couple of months post-surgery. So the main ones you're taking in the hospital are, of course, your painkillers. And for me, the first painkillers that I had was Toradol for the first 3 days, and that is injected through your IV. And for me, it kind of burned a little bit when it was being injected, so the nurse just diluted it a bit more and then did it really slowly, and that helped a lot. And then also you'd alternate between the Toradol and Tylenol. And after 3 days, you can't take Toradol anymore, so I switched to Tramadol and then alternated between Tramadol and Tylenol. And Tramadol's in a pill form. And then there also is a chance of nausea when you're taking painkillers, so I had Zofran available to me if I needed it. And I only needed it twice. I needed it on day 4 and day 7. And those were the only 2 times that I ever felt nauseous. The rest of the time I felt fine. Well, relatively fine. And another thing you're taking every day is a anti-constipation pill. And I don't feel like the one that I was taking was particularly effective. It was fine for the most part, but on day 7, I probably really should have asked for some Miralax, and that really would have helped me get through one particular moment that I had. And I did get through it myself without any additional medication, but take it easy on yourself. If you need it, definitely ask for it. Take it. Don't be a hero. You'll feel better in the end. Let's see. And then some other medication in the hospital I was taking. I was on an IV drip for the first couple of days, and one of the things that was part of the drip was phosphorus. Your body absorbs a lot of phosphorus when it's getting ready to regrow your liver. So it'll soak it all up for, I don't know, maybe a week, and then it'll start pushing out new liver. So when it was through the IV, that was great. And then when I stopped having the IV, then I had to take phosphorus in powder form for a couple of days, and it kind of tasted like liquid sweet tarts. So on the first day I took it, I thought, oh, that doesn't taste so bad. It kind of tastes like candy. But that taste got old really, really fast. And if it's not completely dissolved in water and it's kind of grainy, that's the worst. So apparently it dissolves best if you put it in warm water. And I had a nurse who would dissolve it in warm water, and then she would add ice chips to it to cool it down because she thought it tasted better if it was colder. And I personally think just getting it dissolved is the most important thing, and then you can kind of decide if the temperature of it makes a difference for you, but definitely just shoot it as fast as you can if you have to take that. In the hospital, I also had heparin shots to reduce the chance of blood clots. It's a blood thinner. And at first they were alternating, giving me a shot in each arm, like 1 per day. But then my left arm started bleeding a bit, so then they were just giving me heparin in my right arm most of the time. And after you leave the hospital, you're still going to be taking like baby aspirin to help with the blood clots for 3 months post-surgery. And then you'll also take a pill that's an anti-ulcer pill for 3 months post-surgery. So you're taking those each day. And when I left the hospital, they gave me a stash of Tylenol and Tramadol and Zofran, and I think they even gave me like an Oxy or 2 for painkillers for when I went back to the transplant house. And after, day 8 or so, I mostly just needed painkillers maybe first thing in the morning when I was getting up, or right at the end of the day when I was going to bed, and maybe, a little bit sore because I've been up and around all day, and it just helped me relax and feel more comfortable when I was going to sleep at night. And even then, I only needed that for a couple more days, and then for the most part, I wasn't taking painkillers. And then at maybe my 3-month blood draw, my iron levels were a little low, so I had to take an iron pill for the next 3 months, which wasn't my favorite if you've ever had iron supplements before, but it's not too bad. It was fine. And then my iron levels evened out, so I could stop taking that. So yeah, those are kind of the different medications that I took.